Hi guys, Lindsay
And Tracy.
here with Storybook Family Farm. Okay, so if any of you actually farm or homestead, you know that when somebody's like, "Oh, are you busy this weekend?" it can kind of be a loaded question. Um, this lifestyle leads to being very, very flexible in your scheduling and things of that nature. So this weekend we had actually planned on butchering a couple of our extra roosters. Well, tonight, while Tracy and I were working on taking care of the animals, two of the roosters we had three roosters that were slated for freezer camp this weekend. For those of you that don't know what freezer camp is, that means that they are going to go fly with a big cock in the sky, and their meat will be offered to us as their condolences for their departure. Anyways, so they were already slated to go into freezer camp because we had too many roosters. Tonight, when we went to take care of the animals, two of those three roosters that were slated for freezer camp started fighting, really badly fighting. This has never happened to us. We've obviously had minor cockfights happen before, but never where they just keep lasting on and on and on. So I was like, man, I don't think that they're gonna stop anytime soon. And Tracy's like, I'm like, well, I think we're gonna end up butchering at least one of these tonight. And she's like, nope, we're butchering them both. So, trying to keep the birds out of view for squeamish people, because not a lot of people guess what homesteading really is like, I suppose. So I want to keep things kind of PG level, just in case there's children that watch this and don't know that chickens were once alive before you eat them. The disconnect from the food service in this country is kind of comical. Anyways, so they started fighting really bad, and while Tracy was working on going, the goats are making a big ruckus behind the barn. Their pasture area is right over there. We're actually right by Ferdinand and Wilbur. Um, anyways, so while Tracy was going to go get a knife to dispatch the roosters humanely, one of the roosters was killed by the other rooster. We have never had this happen before, so it definitely pressed our hand at when we were going to dispatch them and take care of them. We had it on our mental schedule for doing that on Saturday or Sunday. Turns out it's Thursday.
We just freed up Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, which kind of works out nicely because I found on Craigslist somebody that was selling turkey poults, which is a young turkey that's just barely hatched, for only $10 a piece. So, and we've been wanting to get into doing turkeys, and it seems like every year we add something new to the homestead. And we'd been talking about doing turkeys or geese this year, and geese are really expensive, which kind of surprised me. But the turkeys were actually an affordable option, and it's a breed that stays smaller. Everything that we do here, we try to keep it on a small scale. Not because we're weaklings or anything, but we are a family of three. So as a family of three, we don't eat that much. I mean, like, if you've seen my Facebook posts about my breakfasts, my breakfasts are huge, but that's because I work constantly and I usually skip lunch. So I a lot of times just eat breakfast and dinner, and I have a snack throughout the day. I'll show you guys Ferdinand. He keeps distracting me because he found a twig or a dead weed or something of the sort that looks kind of like a twig. So he's trying to play with it. Anyways, so we don't eat a massive amount of meat. Part of that is because of the cost, but also part of it is just due to our own dietary preferences. We like to eat multiple vegetables with dinner every night. So, and I bake bread. So, got to keep our bread bellies going. Anyways, so yeah, got to keep things flexible. We're constantly evolving with what life throws at us and what the farm life throws at us. It's kind of like a toss up. Everything is making a lot of noise. It doesn't look like it on camera, but it's actually the sun is starting to set right now. So Tracy's very focused on trying to get Sly and Gustav taken care of, so that way they could be further processed. They will either end up going for some sort of casserole for us, since they are both probably close to a year old, or they'll go to dog food. So when we made our dog food, well, Tracy made it this time. I did not make it. When we made our dog food, it had rabbit organs and duck organs,
a few roosters.
Did it have any of the pig meat?
No, it had some deer.
Okay.
Liver.
Yeah, so it had deer liver. I ended up, this was my first year hunting, and I actually got 2 deer this year. So it ended up helping out a lot because everything that was, if you've ever butchered an animal that's been shot, there's always like bloody, gooky, almost cloudiness around the bullet hole. So, that's perfectly fine for humans to consume, but it just, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, like Tracy said, it's kind of gross to have that sort of like slimy cloudiness. But yeah, so that usually we just scoop that out and all the meat out that's real dark like that, or stuff that's really fatty, and we actually mix it into the dog food. We grind it up after we're done grinding the burger meat, and then we add it into the dog food. So in that way, it doesn't go to waste at all. And a lot of times, if the dog food that we have is really high in a lot of like liver, we'll make a special marking on the jar, so that way when our dogs, because we have all female dogs, well,
Except Vinny.
Yeah, except for Vinny, our son, his dog moved in with us. He was at Tracy's mom's house for a couple years, but his dog moved in with us when we moved into this new house. So we're going through a lot more dog food because he's probably a 60-pound dog, and our biggest dog was like 16 to 17 pounds. So we're going through a lot more dog food now. But yeah, so when our dogs are in heat, that's when we usually try to feed stuff that's more higher in iron, that has a lot more of the organ meat in it, just to try to help them out, because just like females do, if you bleed, you need more iron. But so that is that. I just figured I'd let you see my beautiful wife's face while she's working hard.
Hey, I'm trying to beat the sunset.
I know, it's weird because look at on camera, babe. Look how bright it looks.
I know, but I'm
And
telling you now, the
it is
sun
like
is setting.
legitimately dusk. I wonder if the field that's across the road from us, it's actually east facing, so it creates really beautiful sunrises. I was trying to see, because sometimes there's a really nice hue of colors right now. It's like a really beautiful ombre that's happening in the sky, but you can't actually pick it up on the camera, so that's disappointing. I tried. So maybe I'll post a picture one of these days of the sun setting and the beautiful ombre-ness of it. Anyways, so that's it for us tonight, because we still got to pick Willie up.
And I gotta butcher this other rooster.
Yeah, and Tracy's wrist deep in a Bantam rooster. You can't get elbow deep in a Bantam. But so, anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this content. I know it's a little bit different than what we normally do, but this is real life, and that's what we're trying to document here. So yeah, thank you for joining us. If you like this content, please give this video a thumbs up, especially if you like seeing Tracy in them. I keep trying to force her to come on camera more, but she's very shy.
And she also films a lot while I'm at work.
Yeah. Tracy holds down a full-time job, so I manage the homestead and the farm aspect of it full-time. So different venues of trying to create revenue are what I'm actively working on all the time, to try to bring her home more often. So it gets kind of lonely without her here, but she's kind of amazing, so it's nice to have her around. Anyways, so yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. Please do so to help us grow and to help it so that way Tracy knows that she should be on camera more too. Anyways, all right, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.